What's going on, guys? Today I've got the Mara Phone Z1 with me. Now if you want to find out a little bit more about Mara, it's a brand new brand that we've got here at Livewire and eFones, and if you want to see what it's all about and sort of the ethics behind the brand, then that video will be linked in the description below where we go into depth about Mara. But essentially what they are is a cool new brand that is completely made in Africa. And it's very interesting because typically the phone market is made up of companies made in Asian areas and manufactured in Asian areas, but this phone stands out because it is manufactured in Africa, which is very cool. And there's a lot of company ethics behind it and sort of employing within Africa, donating some proceeds to charity and all sorts of stuff that we go in more detail in that video. But this video is basically a focus on the Mara Z1 and some of the features about it. So I'm looking forward to having a look at this phone. Someone has already had a look. As you can see, some of the security tags are cut on here because someone has already had a little peek at the phone. But that's all right. So we're going to jump into it, have a quick look at it, and yeah, basically tell you some of the specs. This is the box it comes in here, and you can see on the front you've got sort of what the phone will look like. You've got a proudly South African stamp there and a made in Africa stamp. Now this phone would have been made in a number of different facilities perhaps. There are facilities in Rwanda, South Africa and other places, so it could have been any of those, but here is the actual little shot of the phone there, and you can see at the top it says Mara Phone Z1. On the top you've just got a little bit of information there for the factory, and on the bottom you've got your IMEI. On the back here you've got a little bit of a spec breakdown. So you can see it's got a 6.517 inch HD plus notch screen display. You've got 16 megapixel plus 8+2 triple rear camera, 13 megapixel beauty camera, 96 megapixel super pixel, 118.8 wide angle camera, AI recognition, face and fingerprint unlock, NFC, 4000 mAh battery, 4 plus 64 gigabytes storage and 4 gig of RAM, 256 expandable, a Helio A25 octa-core chipset, and it runs on Android 10. Now I know that was a lot of information to digest, but I will break it down throughout the video. But that's a quick spec overview, and that actually comes on the outside of the phone. If we slide this out of the package here, you can get a quick look at the actual box itself here. So this is sort of a closer look at the actual box. So on the back it says Mara Phones, and on the front it has that lion, which I think is really cool. And you will hear a sort of African theme throughout this, and I won't give away too much, but essentially when you start up the phone you get a cool little animation. But yeah, so let's open this up now so we can see inside. Inside you've got the phone here obviously, and we're going to shut this to the side really quick and continue through the box contents. Then you have your phone case here and your SIM card ejection tray, and you can see that this phone is actually dual SIM with a micro SD expandable port there, and you have your sort of quick start guide there as well. Moving on, you've got your headphones here. So it does actually come with a pair of headphones, which some phones do not nowadays, and you can see that they connect here via the headphone jack, which maybe is a little giveaway that the phone might have an actual headphone jack, which is nice to see, as a lot of phones have opted to drop that recently. So it's good to see that some brands are still keeping the headphone jack. So I know that's the thing that a lot of people, including myself, still want to see, because a lot of speaker systems still need that. And then finally you have got your charger here, and if we pop this out we can have a look at the charger, and you'll see that it is one of those little cool ones that you can pop the old top bit off and pop it out like that, and it's very compact for travel and all sorts. And it does also make the box that it comes in a little bit thinner, which is nice to see. And then we can also see in here that along with the phone you get a USB type C charger there, and it all does have this again little Africa theme, this lion theme throughout it. It says Mara, and this is a turbocharged charger here. That's very interesting and quite cool, I thought. And you've got all your little bits there. So moving on to the main event really, we've got the phone here. Now we have got this in this lovely black colorway, and it also has this sort of gold trim that you can see around the outside, and I think this looks absolutely great, and it's an absolutely stunning phone. You've also got your IMEIs on the back here. Again, you've got that lion logo, and you've got a little approval stamp up here. On the front, again, you've got those specs. I've already read them out, so I won't go over it again, but here are the specs. And if we pop this sort of screen protector off, we can actually power this phone up just to have a look at that display. And you'll hear the sound effects now, so I'll be quiet, because this is one of my favorite features of this phone. How cool is that? It's got this cool little sound effect that it has when it starts up. So you see this is sort of the introduction page here, and this is the display. Now you do have a sort of teardrop, droplet style phone camera here on the front display, which isn't my favourite, but it's not too menacing and not too intruding on this display, how, in my personal opinion. And I think the overall design of the phone is one of the better ones I've seen out there, especially recently. I feel like they have actually decided to experiment a little bit and gone a little bit out there with the design, I think, in my opinion, with the gold trim and stuff as well. So I think it looks absolutely great. And you can see on the back here that this was actually, again, made in South Africa. Designed by Mara, made in South Africa. So that's very interesting as well. So we'll go over some of the features of the phone that you can actually see. This is your SIM card tray here, obviously, on the side. On the top, you've got a very clean design there with not much there on the top. On the bottom, you have got your USB Type-C port, your headphone jack, and your speaker. And on the right side of the device, you've got your unlock, your wake and sleep button, and your volume notches. On the back of the device, you've got a fingerprint scanner here, and you have a triple camera setup. And on the front, obviously, you have that camera, and then you have this big old display. So I think in general, the phone looks great. Now, this isn't a full breakdown, and if you want to see that, that is something we can do in the future. This is sort of just a first impressions. Now, the main thing to emphasize on Mara is the ethics of the company. Now, whilst the specs may not blow you away, the actual ethical side of the business probably will. They do incredible work all around the globe currently, with a main focus on Africa. And in general, the whole idea and concept behind Mara is a great one. And that is why here at eFones, we have got behind it, because we really believe in this brand and we really think that the sustainability behind it is absolutely incredible. And the support for Africa is a great thing. As I said, if you want to know in more detail about Mara, please watch the video in the description below, and it will hopefully clear up some of those questions that you're having and some of those thoughts. I think the phone for the price is incredible, and the ethics behind it really make it worthwhile for me. What do you guys think? Is manufacturing in Africa the future? We think so, and we think that Mara is taking a step in the right direction, and we think it's going to be absolutely incredible. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching. As always, if you've got any questions about any of the devices we do videos on, leave it in the comments below and we'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope to see you in the next video.